for Hurstbridge. Siren sounds. We're underway at Ben Freelay Oval.
So Reichardt up against Tim Martin in this first ruck contest. Martin got the first step down and the clearance. The kick was smothered by Will Cookson. Hurstbridge have the numbers out the back. It's Liam Middleton with a smart kick. Got it in the direction of Jalen Anderson. Inside 50, he goes out the back. Cookson has two Banyule defenders to defeat and they rush it through for a minor score. Hurstbridge one behind. Banyule yet to score after only 30 seconds of play here. They immediately take the kick in. Short here to Christian Farcione. He's been terrific in the senior lineup, part of that 2022 premiership. Goes out wide to the far side wing or the pavilion wing of Ben Freelay Oval. Plenty of players moving into position on that far side wing now. Goes down the line. 2-on-1 in favour of Hurstbridge. The Banyule man did really well out the back. Hurstbridge have the numbers. Umpire didn't pay a high free kick. And getting a handball away was Daniel Owen, who's also in pretty bright pink boots. Inside 50, the Bears go. It's out the back. Vivian Blackmore more. Was he taken high? Umpire said nothing doing. And Hurstbridge, rebound from defence.
They'll move out through Hymas, who takes a few bounces and then goes down the line. He was looking for pairing, but the kick was too wide. And Costanzo will see that out of bounds. But you can tell with the small ground, Zach, the ball's going to move pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think it would be pinballing from end to end all day today. And great start from Hurstbridge, being able to put, I think it was Cookson there with the smother, that it led to that first clearance. They've got the first score on the board, but already putting Banyule on the back foot.
Boundary throw-in. Martin was front spot. Reichardt got the tap, but it's been a free kick that's going to go to Martin. So he's got possession of it at half back. He's going to go down the line. Langford's the target. The ball fought short. Mitch Wild will take the intercept on centre wing. Called to play on, and he's going to give it straight back to Tim Martin at that same half-back spot. This time he's going to hand it off, and they'll continue to go down the line. It was too hot for Yogi. Couldn't complete the mark. Now the ball hits the deck. They want to move it forward by foot to the Bears, but pinned the ball its way back to the boundary line. We're going to have a secondary throw-in.
Bit of kick-to-kick in these early stages.
2 minutes in.
Of this first quarter in the NFNL match of the day between the Bridges and the Bears, as up go Martin and Reichardt. Ball fell short of both of them, and it might go out of bounds here. It doesn't, and now it does. The hands of Harry O'Brien, who looks set to get a bit more midfield minutes with no Mitch Machete, no Jake Wild, and get this ball tossed back into play. It's Martin with the secondary tap down. The clearing kick there from Hurstbridge as they go inside 50 now. Kenton and one-on-one. There's a push in the back, and it is going in the direction of Nick Kent. So the Bridges will have the first two shots on goal, and Nick Kent can go back. I think it was 2 goals or 1 goal he might have kicked last week against Eltham, but he can go back and kick the Bridges' first goal of this contest, and it'd be a pretty good start for the Bridges, who have had most of this territory. He'll kick from probably inside the centre square, and the 40-metre arcs, probably 40-metre or 45-metre arcs out here, so probably kicking from about 50 metres out, the former Doncaster man, as he comes in now. He moves it to perfection. Hurstbridge have the first, 1-1-7. Banyule yet to score after 3.5 minutes here in this first quarter.
Some positive signs early here for the Bridges, Zach. They just seem to, I know, only a few minutes in, but they're doing well to lock the ball inside forward half.
Yeah, their contest is really good as well. They're getting first to the footy, making sure that they're putting themselves in positions of getting it inside their forward 50 as quick as possible, trying to put that Banyule defence under as much pressure. And just like so, it was a free kick that led to Kent taking the mark and kicking the goal. So a bit more of that from Hurstbridge can go a long way today. I just think with Banyule, it starts in that midfield. They've got a lot of talent there. They just can't let this get out of hand and probably need to start gaining ascendancy. This would be a really good clearance to win for them and probably get a score on the board.
So as we just wait for the ball to go back, hopefully your car's going to be in one piece by the end of this, Zach.
But I think it's blocked off by another car, so we might be safe.
All right, well, whoever that is that's parked in front of him,
just good luck to me getting out of here today afterwards.
Ball's going to be tossed up again back in the middle then. Reichardt getting the tap, and it might be a clearance through Cookson. Had to run into a couple of Bears, but then he coughed up the handball, and they're going to win a free kick here to Banyule. So opportunity for them to get it inside 50. This is Lewin Davis on the left. He's going to send it towards the Ruben Blackmore direction. I think he misread that completely in the air and allowed Middleton to take the simple intercept. Nice he wants kick. To lose corridor, and he's able to find O'Brien, and he's going to complete the switch And the mark is taken by Mitch Wild. He goes down the line. It was a bit too hot for some of his teammates. Ball hits the deck, and Hurstbridge with a lot of numbers around this ball. It landed in O'Brien's hands, but it's going to be a free kick that goes to Banyule. So they'll look towards the pavilion side, and a great intercept mark coming in from Mitch Wild. Looked like he wanted that ball first, and he's rewarded with it on centre wing. He'll just chip it short. It was a dangerous one, but it worked for Hymas in their defensive half as the sun starts to bathe Ben Freeley Oval. Hymas with a low darting ball that was almost completely cut off by the Bears, but with numbers at hand, they're able to win a ball back. Trying to spin his way out of trouble was Jones. He was unsuccessful. The Bridges almost got a kick inside 50, and that was intercepted, and the marks by Sammartino.
So Sammartino looking to this far side. He's got a man all on his own there.
Della Rocca.
And that was Della Rocca, the only inclusion for the Bears this weekend. Goes inboard. They look to initiate the switch to the Bears. It's a very dangerous kick. It falls out of the hands there of Arben Danny. He still might get the handball away. He doesn't. Umpire pings him. Brilliant tackle from Chalen Anderson. He'll look to go inside 50. In fact, he's got a man right on the 50-metre arc, or 45-metre arc, I should say, and it's Nick Kent, who's going back. He seems confident, Kent. Maybe that first goal from outside 50 gave him a little bit of confidence, and this would be the perfect start for Kent and for Hurstbridge. Maybe he could be the one that steps up in the absence of Joel Naylor and Bailey Jordan. As Kent, from a little bit of an angle, about probably kick from right on the arc. He goes to the top. It's drifting to the left. Will it be spoiled through? It will go through for a minus score. Hurstbridge 1-8 to Banyule, yet to score after 7 minutes here.
So Bridges with all the scoring so far. And they lead by 8 points, as we just heard from Josh Ward, who's alongside Zach Sharp and myself, Nicholas Sacco, here today for the match of the day. I don't know how you managed to get that car there, Zach, because I'm telling you, that's twice already that ball's gone over, and I'm already a little concerned for you. But nonetheless, we'll move along. Cleared away by Daddy. Takes it outside defensive 50. McClarty's the target. Coming in from the side and spoiling it well was Jake Richards, who had a great game last week. His kick to go back inside 50 was smothered. Blackmore Moore got the hands away. Farcione, his handball intercepted. Back to Richards then, who wants to go by foot, and he was unable to do so either. So no side really able to be too clean at the moment as the ball hits ground level. Close to the boundary here. Ruben Blackmore Moore then picked it up. He's just got too many plays in his way at the moment, and eventually the ball is taken out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
I will start getting worried now. My cover has moved. He's moved. My car is in a dangerous position.
Well, we might have to get an update next week to see how the car holds up. In the meantime, Martin got the tap, but he'll win the free kick anyway for a hold. So Tim Martin's at half back. He's going to look to switch this ball. It's a dangerous one. McClarty having to look into the sun, but he takes the mark. Great to see him in the NFNL after being listed by Heidelberg last year, but not playing a game for them. The Bears will continue to move this forward. They go down the line through Sammartino. Should be picked up and intercepted by Menon, and then he's able to get through a couple of tackles, and he wants the corridor too. Was going to handball originally, but now decides to go by foot, and he finds Barbara. He's on the corner of the centre square. He'll chip that one and works for Chris McCabe, and he wants to keep things moving, as do Hurstbridge. Cookson now with a floating ball towards the top of the goal square. A lot of Bridges plays flew. None of them took the mark. It allowed Costanzo to clear it away. It's going to force Della Rocca to jump and try and beat two Bridges. He's able to get the handball away to Martin, though, and he's under a bit of duress, and great pressure here from Hurstbridge. Sees them win the ball back. They go through the corridor. It's a great kick. All on his own. In the middle is Mitch Wild, and he senses the urgency. Goes towards Kent. McDonald should get there first, and then he'll see that ball go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. We're 9 minutes into the opening term. It's the Bridges 1-8. Banyule are yet to score.
They don't mind taking on the corridor, Hurstbridge. They're playing with a bit of dash, a bit of dare in this contest. As Nicholas Sacco said, they lead by 8 points. They've had pretty much all the territory, all the possession in this first quarter. As McClarty got the tap down only to Cookson, onto his left, missing to the left. And I'm starting to get really concerned for your car, Zach.
That's 3 times in the same spot. That's all I'm saying.
139 the Bridges. Banyule yet to score after 9.5 minutes. I'm worried whenever a shot is taken, whether that be a goal or behind or out of bounds on the full. We might be waiting a while for the ball to come back.
So it's going to be Lachlan King, former Northcote Park man, to clear this ball out for the Bears. Looks to go broadcast side. Martin's going to be the target. He's going to have to try and beat a couple. Man in front punched it away in Menon, and it landed perfectly for Cookson, who's going to have a tougher shot. Decides to go to the top of the goal square. Kent again the target. Bears with all the numbers at ground level, though that handball dangerous. Lowton, he knows how to get his way out of traffic and did so successfully, and now the Bears will clear it away by foot. They go down the line towards the pavilion side. Bouncing ball goes past all the pack. Trying to get there first and should do is Taylor. She's going to track back to Menon, and they're going to switch this one. It'll work okay. Middleton takes the mark. He's in defensive 50, and that's a great kick to Cookson on the lead, who takes the mark and plays on with the left. Sends it towards half forward. McClarty coming in for the side impacts, but picking up the front and centre was Perrin. Chipping ball inside from Perrin. Not a great kick, but I think that ball was out of bounds by Perrin.
I was thinking it might be a free kick, maybe.
Cookson's already become an issue for Banyule. He's getting involved on the scoreboard with that behind. He's already looked like he's going to be a very big factor inside forward 50 in setting up others. And then just then on transition, wide open in the corridor, he's proving to be quite damaging early.
So it's going to be Bevan, in fact, that's got the ball on the boundary line. He wants to go central, and it's a good mark taken by O'Brien. Copped a little bit in the process, and he's rewarded with a free kick. And the man on the mark, probably almost on the paint of 50. And O'Brien's going to have a shot on goal. 6 goals last year, and by memory, most of those coming in the latter half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit more midfield time, as you said, Josh. You might give him some more looks at goal. O'Brien will come in. Is that going to come back enough? It looks like it will. And a nice finish from Harry O'Brien gives his side their second goal of the afternoon. They move to 2-3-15. Banyule are yet to score as we tick towards the 12-minute mark of this first turn.
Excited to see what Harry O'Brien can do this season, especially if the likes of Machete are absent. His former, they played alongside one another in Phillip Island before they joined Hurstbridge, so it's a great opportunity for him to prove his worth. He was a former Gippsland Power player, and there's plenty of great attributes about him. He has a first, and Hurstbridge have a second. As up we go again in the middle of Ben Freelay Oval. Martin with a very smart tap down to San Martino. Got a player on the outside. He spilt the ball, but he'll still manage to pick it up. Goes to snap. We might be in play here, Nick, as Jack Langford, he nearly took the mark. It goes out of bounds.
Maybe we shouldn't be worried about cars and should be worried about our own safety. All right, we've got a good position up here at Ben Freelay Oval. We're going to have a perfect view of this boundary throw-in. It's going to take place inside 50 for the Bears, who are yet to hit the scoreboard. It's Langford in the ruck, but he didn't get a piece of it. Reichard did, and it's going to be cleared away now by Blake Fitzgerald, and mark's going to be claimed by Anderson. Anderson looks towards the middle of the ground. It's a great kick. Will it land for the Goldie? Didn't quite bounce up for him, but he kept trying. Eventually cleared away with a high kick by King. 2-on-1 in favour of the Bridges. They both flew. Again, though, with the numbers at ground level, it will work. O'Brien back to the Goldie, who kicks it inside 50, and a couple of options. The mark not taken by any Bridges forward. Sammartino under pressure, didn't collect the footy. And then another tackle ensures that ball will be tossed up. But the pressure at the moment from the Bridges is very strong, Zach.
100%, and I think that's probably what's bringing Banyule's downfall. There's so many turnovers when they're trying to move that ball out of the contest, and Hurstbridge just been a bit cleaner, but you can also say thanks to their pressure, they're forcing Banyule to turn it over.
As Yogi got the clearance, they'll turn it over though, will Hurstbridge. Cookson immediately plays on after taking the intercept mark inside 50. It was Perrin who dropped the mark. Anderson managed to dig a handball out. He might still get hands on this ball, doesn't. Ball not going anywhere, and we'll get a forward 50 stoppage.
I think we're seeing the intent from Hurstbridge. You look at someone like Cookson, who's playing on at every opportunity, really, when he's got ball in hand. The Bridges want to move this ball quickly. They're a shorter side today without some of their key tools, and they're doing it so with success at the moment as the ruck contest comes in. But this time it will be cleared away by the Bears. It's a high ball. Great punch there from Liam Middleton. It probably didn't go as far as he would have liked, but they will get a stoppage anyway and allow them to ball it back up.
And I think conditions will probably suit Hurstbridge as well, just given it is a really nice day, and obviously early in the season ovals aren't as chopped up as they are compared to the middle of winter. As up we go again, it is Hurstbridge through Blake Fitzgerald getting this clearance at inside 50 to Perrin, who dropped the mark, and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Deep inside, Hurstbridge's attacking 50. They're probably, once this throw-in is taken, they're probably around 20 metres out from their goal as Up goes Bevan against Martin. It's the latter with the tap down, looking for Sammartino. Will he apply the tackle here? He will. Spills out. Not going anywhere, though, and we'll get a forward 50 stoppage for the Bridges. As they continue to dominate. 2-3-15 to Banyule. No score after 15 minutes of play here in this first quarter on the NFNL Match of the Day on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. Martin got the tap down. Yoji. It's cleared by Banyule from not too long from their defence. A really good mark taken, though. And another great opportunity for Hurstbridge to go back.
I think that's Will Plain.
Yeah, I think so. With that, he'll kick from a very tight angle. And again, they're taking set shots from outside the 45 or 50-metre arc. Hurstbridge, as in comes Plain. It's just a setup. Oh, in fact, it's a magnificent goal. William Plain with a brilliant finish. And Hurstbridge have 3 in this first quarter, 3-3-21. Banyule yet to score after 16 minutes of play here.
Yeah, great finish that was from Will Plain, who's starting to get a bit more senior experience over the last 12 months. We'll go around the grounds as well. Melbourne Grounds Division 1, North Heidelberg 1-2-8, West Preston Lakeside are yet to score. Eltham with a fast start, they're 3-1-19. McLeod are 1-2-8. No score update just yet between Bundoora and Greensborough, but we'll continue to get to those throughout the afternoon. But here, it is 3-3-21. And the Bears are yet to score. We're back in the middle. Martin again getting the tap, and he'll win another free kick in the ruck. And they'll really want to try at least keep this ball inside their forward half if they can't get a score immediately. Sends a long ball inside 50. Delarocca front spot. Couldn't take the mark. And then getting wrapped up is Max Jones. So we're going to have a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Bears. And quite happy to move it very quickly. So the ball gets tossed up again. All Bridges at ground level. Cleared away this time by Blake Fitzgerald. McClarty there trying to intercept. Unable to do so. And then that ball will go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So a centre wing, pavilion side. A good crowd in, of course, as the ball prepares to be thrown back into play. It's going to be Reichart getting the tap for Hurstbridge. And then it's going to be cleared away by Yoji with a high ball for Langford, who took the mark, but his teammate's going to win a free anyway in Dan Owen, who wastes no time with the right boot, sends it towards the Delarocca direction. Great double fist there coming from Jake Richards, and the Hurstbridge, they get their way out of trouble again.
And it's David Manen trying to bustle his way through too. He couldn't. Umpire pinged him. A great tackle by Kurt Aylett, former Essendon AFL player, and he can go back here and potentially go for the set shot. Instead, he's going to set it up.
Clever
Ryan Farnavasi, it's a brilliant kick to Vivian Blackmore, who's been terrific since joining Banyule. He goes short to Daniel Owen. So just chipping it around, taking their time are the Bears, and Daniel Owen, he can go back after kicking a goal on debut last weekend against Banyule and kick the Bears' first goal, a crucial first goal after conceding the first 3 goals of this match. The Bears. In comes Daniel Owen. It leaves the boot. Not so great, and just to the right. The Bears have their first score, but it's just a minor one behind. Hurstbridge 3-3-21 after 8.5 minutes.
So the Bridges will put it back into play. Called to play on, and they almost take it completely out of defensive 50. Harrison on debut for Hurstbridge, one of the inclusions into this side today. He takes his first mark and will just chip it short to Liam Middleton, who's called to play on and see something he likes instead of wing, and the mark almost completed on that occasion by Mitch Wild. He's unable to do so, and then when he tried to move it forward, he was unsuccessful. So go around the grounds briefly to MC Labour Division 2. St Mary's 21, Panton Hill yet to score. Diamond Creek 8, Trail Lorimer 13. Saprang 26, Thomastown yet to score. Whittlesea 8, Watsonia 1, Northcote Park 1, Lower Plenty 26. Meanwhile, the Bears, they look to clear it away, but this time it's cut off by Barbara, who wants to go towards centre wing. Almost cut off completely there by Vivian Blackmore, but Hurstbridge still with possession of the football. Some great handballing here, finds Wild. And then now it's going to be, selling the candy was Cam Wild. And then he a long kick inside 50. And is the mark going to be claimed? No. Umpire says it was touched when Jones tried to mark it, and then Henderson tried to have a snap-on goal, but the umpire had already called for a stoppage inside 50 for Hurstbridge. So that's exactly what we're going to have as the Bridges look to kick their 4th major of the afternoon inside this first term. Ball gets tossed up. A lot of numbers around the footy, and then it's going to be a kick towards goal. I reckon that's gone through. And the Bridges have their 4th of the afternoon. I don't know if you were able to quite make out who that was.
I think they were celebrating with Benjamin Bevan, maybe it looked like.
Well, it is a goal nonetheless, and Hurstbridge have a 4th as a result. They are 4-3-27. Banyule are 1 behind as we go into time on. Nonetheless, a really crucial one there for the Bridges.
It's the perfect start for the Bridges as well. 4 first quarter goals. We were talking about how Banyule would have wanted to get on off on the right foot with the strength of their midfield compared to Hurstbridge's, but it's the perfect start for the Bridges as Nick Kenton, Sam McClarty, the 2 backup ruckmen, go head-to-head in this ruck contest in the middle of Ben Freelay Oval. Kent with the lead, McClarty with the smart tap down. Is there a holding free kick? There is. Immediately play on Drew Banyule inside 52. Daniel Owen looking for options. He's got Vivian Blackmore presenting himself from behind. What a mark that is from Davin Cameron. That is a brilliant mark from Davin Cameron, and almost certainly going to be Banyule's first goal. That could be a mark of the year contender because he had 3 to compete with, including one of his teammates. As he comes in, will kick from the tip of the goal square. No issues in converting. An absolute specky and a crucial goal from Davin Cameron for Banyule to get their first on the board. They're 1-1-7. Hurstbridge 4-3-27 after 22 minutes here.
Do you want to maybe describe that mark for someone like myself who had the view obstructed for just a moment? But no, it seemed like a ripping grab.
From the side out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I think that was
much.
thought that was Langford's mark to take, and he's just come from nowhere, horizontal like. It was a brilliant mark, and that could be something that spurs Banyule now to get a bit of mojo going to finish off this quarter.
If that doesn't lift you, I don't know what will.
Well, important one for the Bears, as we know, and it's Davin Cameron who made his debut last week and kicked the goal, and now he's got 2 in 2 for the time being as we tick towards the latter stages of this opening term. 27 plays 7 in favour of the hosts. We'll have the secondary stoppage in the middle.
Could almost call it a day, Cameron. That's enough.
We've seen some great flies already this year in the NFNL Senior Men's Comp, so Davin Cameron putting his name in contention as well.
Take a screamer, go home, call it a day.
I think you want to try to do a bit more than that. He's side down by 20, but nonetheless, one he'll be happy to look back on. It's going to be Kent that gets the tap. Ball hobbling around, and it's going to be picked up on this occasion by Taylor, with his kick was smothered. They're going to keep going here, the Bridges. They've got numbers everywhere. Anderson now tried to get boot to ball. He did, but it's going to trickle towards the left side of the behind post, and we're going to have a boundary throwing deep inside 50 for Hurstbridge. We're looking to get one back. They lead by 20.
If they don't concede here, Banyule, they'll be pretty happy heading into quarter time, 20 points down, as they do well defensively, get this clearance. And they go down to true centre wing, looking for Langford, who flies in from the side. Couldn't take the mark. Hurstbridge have the numbers on the ground. It's Stewart with the short chipping ball over the top, and it's a very smart one. Mitch Wild provided plenty of run on the wing for Hurstbridge. Inside 50, he goes! And it's Tim Martin with the strong grab.
He can do it in defence. We saw it in that grand final so well. That's why we finished as the best on ground. And just in that occasion, again, filling the hole, and they're able to get out of trouble, was Danny, who goes down the line for the Bears. This is a very high ball. Chance for Langford coming in from the side. Another two-hand fist from Jake Richards. That's the way he likes to do it. Although it's the Bears that want to go inside 50. And all on his own at the back, it's Viv Blackmore. And this time he'll look to go have a shot himself rather than passing it off, being only 25-30 out. Great movement there from the Bears. And this could be 2 in a couple of minutes now for the visitors as we look towards the first break. They weren't able to get this ball anywhere near their forward half for most of the quarter, but you know how important momentum is, and if Vivian Blackmore, after a 3-goal performance last week, can get one back, the Bears will be back in business. And you can just hear it there from himself. Blackmore Moore kicks his first of the afternoon. The Bears move to 2-1-13. Hurstbridge are 4-3-27. We're 25 minutes into the first term. Let's go around the grounds briefly. Heidelberg Golf Club, Division 3. We've got Epping 26, Kinglake 25, Old Pradian 7, Charles Fitzroy Stars 14. Laidlaw lead Kilmore 21-18, Mernda 49, Reservoir 7. And of course tonight, Heidelberg West take on Ivanhoe. It's a 6:45 start here. The Bears have kicked the last two to get themselves back into the game. We'll have a secondary stoppage though. So we look to get our way towards the latter stage of this first term. We're 25 and a half minutes in. Reichard getting the tap from behind on that occasion. It's Danny of the Aiden variety that couldn't control it, and then Lowton's caught in another tackle. We'll have another stoppage.
They don't concede a goal here, Banyule. They'll be very happy with this quarter after the Bears, the Bridges were the more dominant side. And speaking of the Bridges, they'll be getting a free kick from this stoppage. It'll be Blake Fitzgerald. He's got Wild, who was presenting as a handball option, chooses to go inside 50 with a brilliant kick.
There's Anderson again.
I think that's Cam Wild actually, who's going back for the set shot.
I've got blonde hair, mate. It's very hard. But no,
there's plenty of blonde hairs out there for both sides. As Cam Wild will go back and kick from probably the tightest of all angles, and right outside the 50-metre arc, comes in, leaves the boot to the left. 4-4-28 the Bridges. Banyule 2-1-13. Just about 27 minutes played here in this second quarter.
I reckon Bridges is spewing a touch. They couldn't get that one. Just with the Bears starting to gain a bit of momentum. If they could kick the last goal potentially of the first quarter, they might have another chance. They almost did. That ball going out of bounds from the kick out. So we're going to have a boundary throw in. Still inside 54 Hurstbridge. We're into the 27th minute now of this first quarter. The punch from Martin goes to space. Will Cookson beat the boundary? He tries to tap it in play, and then Wild goes in hard. He's at the bottom of the pack, and we'll have another stoppage as a result. So here's a 15-point lead in favour of Hurstbridge. This time Wild doing the ruck work, got the tap, and then Ruben Blackmore Moore was caught high. He's got the ball at half-back for the Bears. Can they try and sneak in another one before quarter time? Down the line might be his only option here. It is. High ball. Tough one for Langford to get to. He won't get the front spot. Ball hits the deck. Viv Blackmore Moore will keep it forward with a kick along the grounds, and it'll be a boundary throw-in. Again, right in front of our commentary position. And the pain of 50 for Banyule.
Perfect position for Banyule to be in. You wouldn't think there'd be too much longer left in this first quarter. If they kick a goal here, this would be a really promising quarter. Final couple of minutes from the Bears as Langford just took it out of ruck, goes for the shot on goal. Della Rocca, the man inside, he got it! He did get it, Jack Langford. And Banyule are right back in this contest. 3-1-19 the Bears. Hurstbridge 4-3-27 after 28 and a half minutes play here in this first quarter.
So what, did that bounce through?
That bounced through. That bounced through. It has a bit of a freakish bounce. I wouldn't say it was Angus Monfries from 10 years ago, but still.
I hope for your sake, Nick, the game winner is not at this end. Because you might miss a really good moment.
No, it's not going to be. But what is important here is that the Bears have kicked 3 straight. And they've made it now a 9-point game. As we tick, as I said, late stages of this quarter, Yogi with a high ball with this clearance. Very high, but a good mark by Chris McCabe. And he'll take it defensive half of the centre square for the Bridges. And there is the siren for a very entertaining opening quarter here at Ben Freelay Oval. It was the Bridges that got off to a terrific start with 4 straight goals. They got it out to, I think it was a 27-point lead at one point. The Bears then kicked the next 3. Some great moments from that team to make it a 9-point ball game heading into the quarter-time break. It is Hurstbridge 4-4-28 to Banyule, who are 3-1-19.